From New York City and California to your bedrooms all over the world. What's up, guys? This is your EDM Aspire to Inspire. I'm Dylan, aka the Hype Guy, joined by someone you care about a lot more than me. This is MAKJ. What's up, Mac? How you doing today?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling. Amazing to have you here. Thank you for being a part of this. So if you're new to Aspire to Inspire, it's an opportunity to learn about some of your favorite DJs and get a little more inside track to what makes them tick, who they are as a person, and how they relate to your fans, and maybe their messaging that they want to get out there to the world. So why don't we start right now, Mac, by just asking you, what do you hope to inspire your fans out there?
What do I inspire? Everyone asks me that question all the time. Like, how do I become famous? How do I become a big DJ? And I wish I could give you an answer, but honestly, it's not about that. It's about trying to grow as an artist. And that's like the biggest misconception a lot of these DJs kind of have right now. I don't know if a lot of these up and coming guys are wanting to become famous, make a lot of money doing that. It's not like that though in the scene. Like for me, I did it because I love music and I like playing music and I like seeing people's reactions when I play my music live. So being a DJ was kind of the most beneficial step for me instead of trying to join a band, because I'm not really that musically talented. Like producing on a computer for me is a lot easier than playing an instrument. So becoming a DJ was for me the smartest way of going about being an artist. But to inspire a DJ, is this censored? Do I have to censor anything, or
no? This is the
say shit, cock balls, and whatever?
Say whatever you want.
Yeah, just fuck people, man. I've held back on like 20 tracks. I don't want to be all hypocritical right now, but I've held back on like 20 tracks that people say they didn't like because they stepped on a piece of dog poop one day and they listened to my record like, oh, I don't like this. So I'm not to say fuck people and don't really care what people say. It's the right thing. I've had to grow with myself and my kind of being confident in myself, and it's like talking to a girl, man.
So when do you feel like you made that transition from like up and coming DJ, I'm struggling, I'm putting out records independently, to like, okay, I'm a professional DJ that's well known throughout the world and I have fans and I do this for a living?
The moment my parents started talking to me again, that's when I realized it was, my dad is like super old school. He's a doctor, and he wanted me to be a doctor or a professional golfer. That's the type of guy he is. Yeah. So
what do you shoot?
I was pretty good. I was shooting like high 70s at one point. It's not bad.
Jordan Spieth or Rory McIlroy?
Oh, you're lagging out tough. What do you say?
Jordan Spieth or Rory McIlroy?
Man, Jim Furyk, bro. Jim
Furyk? Jesus, he was in like PGA Tour 96.
Yeah, that's classic. But like my dad was, he's very old school, and he didn't really like what I did. And like I just said, I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to do me. I don't want to become a doctor. I don't want to go to a med school and spend 10 years of my life. Like right now I'm 25. So if I wanted to become my dad in a sense of going to school, I would be still in school. I would never be doing what I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years, being a professional DJ, musician, traveling around the world. I would have not lived as many experiences we've had. And like me and you, we've lived some crazy experiences. We met in Ultra, and then after that we met in Arizona and had a lot of fun. And
I just feel like we're just the same people, like the same age group, and just like, we're in it for the right reasons and stuff like that. So when we do see each other, it's all about like just fun times or whatever.
So that being said, I would never live those opportunities if I wanted to do something that someone else wanted me to do. So my biggest thing for DJs or anyone, kids that are not really sure what they want to do in their lives, and they look at like a Martin Garrix or someone, they go, I want to be him. They don't know how much work is behind that. And that's a thing that people kind of have to realize. Like, if you really want it, you're going to have to work your ass off. So that's my biggest advice to someone. Work your ass off. Don't really care what people say. Look up to someone to a certain point. Like I had like a couple mentors that I really looked up to, and they helped me out. But sometimes you just got to decide for yourself. Learn from your mistakes. And a lot of people say that a lot of times, but it's true. People are saying it like that. Learn from your mistakes. So,
and would you say that when you continually work, on projects that mean something to you, the right people will gravitate toward you instead of trying to reach out and finding them?
For sure. That's another thing where I got really lucky. I met a couple good people when I moved to LA. LA is a very it's a very black hole city. I love LA. If it wasn't for LA, I wouldn't have started my career. But it's very black holey. Like you get stuck doing the wrong things if you meet the wrong people. So I was lucky enough to be surrounded by a lot of good people, especially this guy. His name is Chris White. He goes by White. He runs Avalon, and he introduced me to actually my manager, and they're still friends to this day. And, you know, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be doing this, you know?
And it wouldn't have happened if you like never went for it or never got out of bed to go to the club that night. If you're just, you know, being afraid of the world, nothing is going to happen. So even if you're not feeling that well, you're not feeling up to it, you know, nothing's going to happen from your bedroom. You got to go out there and, you know, take chances. And that's when things do happen.
That's the crazy thing about the industry now. I mean, you could make one big song from your bedroom, your parents telling you to shut up every single day, and still make it. And that's the beautiful thing about music nowadays. Everything is so accessible to everyone. And everyone goes, well, how can I reach my music to anyone else? People will find good music. That's probably the best advice I can give someone, because they always ask me, who do I send stuff to? How do you get your music to Hardwell? He found me. So people find good music, and that's another big thing I'm a very big advocate over. You have to just wait it out. Patience is a virtue, you know. Rome wasn't built in a day, you know. So wait it out. People will find you if you're making good music.
For sure. Now, if you're just joining us, this is Aspire to Inspire from Your EDM with MAKJ. And if you guys have questions for Mac, go ahead and tweet us using the hashtag ATILive. So your dad wanted you to be a doctor or a golfer. What did you want to be when you were a little kid? What was your childhood dream?
I wanted to be a chef, man. I want to make. Yeah, it was weird. Like I love making food. Like when I was living in LA, I never got to really make that much food because I was never home, and I'm traveling a lot, but I always make time now to make food. It's like it's that really comfortable thing that you always want to be doing when you're in kind of a bad position in your life. You know, it's sometimes people like fucking girls. Sometimes people like making tacos. You know, like mine is cooking. I love cooking, man. So
that's your go-to dish.
I love making like Mexican food, like classic Mexican food.
All right, well, we're going to do Cooking with MAKJ next time.
All day.
Right here on your EDM.
Bro. Emerald Lagasse.
Yeah, bam! So what similarities do you see between cooking and preparing food and making a meal for yourself and like making a song or making a set?
Damn. I feel like it's more of like the building blocks of something. It's patience, you know, always being prepared, always having this stuff next to you at a given time, making sure, you know, you don't fuck it up by, you know, taking it out of the oven too soon. You know, there's a lot of things in common, you know.
The metaphors just keep on strolling. That's beautiful. Well, so did you see the movie Chef with Jon Favreau?
That was a good movie, bro.
Yeah.
Everything he made was so sexy. Like he did like a breakfast dish, and it was like hash browns and eggs, and I literally had a boner the whole entire time.
Yeah, he killed it.
It was tight.
It was great. So you saw Chef, the movie. Did you see We Are Your Friends, the Zac Efron movie?
Haven't seen it yet. I'm kind of waiting for it to come out on DVD.
Yeah, that's one of those where you like watch it alone. On,
No
like,
comment.
Sunday. You watch it alone on like Sunday. You know, no one knows. You're just like, wait, man, what have you been up to lately? Yeah, just watching the movie, just chilling.
Definitely, it's a.
And then all of a sudden, you're just like, oh man, it was so good.
Definitely, it's one of those movies that it's for sure a rental.
Definitely. Well, you know, it didn't really do that well at the box office, but I honestly think people are gonna watch it like on video on demand.
I really feel it's like going straight to the home ec channel.
But not only okay, so your chef is a hidden talent, but were you like a race car driver or something? Did you do that professionally?
Yeah. Wow, holy shit! I have in this room. I have my helmet. Hold on, let me get it.
Yes, let's go find the MAKJ helmet. So if you're just joining us, this is Aspire to Inspire from YourEDM.com, and we're here at MAKJ finding out everything about his life that you might not already know. I'm Dylan. Go ahead and tweet us your questions at hashtag ATILive /@YourEDM. I'm at Dylan from Brooklyn. We're going to ask MAKJ those questions ASAP. And now he's got his race car helmet.
All right, so this is it. Holy shit, no one's actually seen this before. This is pretty epic.
Your EDM exclusive.
So this was when I started racing. This was my first like professionally done painted helmet. Uh, Zit.
Wow, sexy. What's it? Do you have a nickname for it?
Pretty tight. Has a little radio thing in here. Yeah, look at that right there. Oh yeah.
Wow,
Cool.
that's real deal. So when?
Hold on. M Johnson. There it is. Real deal, bro.
Woo! Screenshot. So when did you phase out of that?
When I got too tall, man. Like I'm 6'5" right now, so around 17, 18 when I started like really fulfilling my manhood, I guess. That's when I had to quit. I was too tall. Like it's not my height, it's how unproportionate I am. Like my arms are really long and my legs are really long. So if you would think if you're sitting in like a cockpit, you would turn, my elbows hit my stomach because I can't turn it fully. So I'd have to put my hand on top of the steering wheel. So it wasn't practical. I would rather have been a pro golfer than having to deal that for 2 years. It was bad.
So size does matter.
Size does matter in that sport, 100%. Like majority of the race car drivers are all really small, kind of jockey-ish, like 5'6", 5'7". So I was definitely the outcast.
Definitely. Now you as a person, Mac, you're on a career path, toward more and more success. So when you're laying in bed in the morning or whatever, like, do you ever get anxiety or you ever, feeling not as good? And those days that you are having a little bit of off day, what are those feelings like? And how do you, battle back?
There's a lot of moments. I mean, like right now, I haven't really put that much music out. Like I've since last year releases were a lot heavier because I had a lot of music built up. But not a lot of people know that a lot of these artists, they stress out a lot because they're always under pressure to deliver something for your fans. And what we have to deliver is music. So if you're not being able to deliver as much music as you want from previous years, or it's a certain caliber of the music that you're trying to make, it's stressful. And then everyone starts complaining about it. Oh, you suck. Like, I liked your older stuff. That really hurts your self-esteem as an artist. And so that's definitely a big anxiety thing for me. Like every morning I wake up and I get on my computer and go, what am I going to produce today? And then, yes, I want to go back to my older stuff. I mean, I can make 10 countdowns or 10 derps or a lot of the songs that I already know how to make. But why do that as an artist? You always want to be expanding and growing. So I want to become an artist by doing multiple styles of genres. And that's what I'm trying to kind of feed my fans right now and hold off on releasing the EDM style tracks and release more musical stuff. And in the next couple months, they're going to see a whole change of MAKJ, which is crazy.
How would you summarize that change?
More musical, for sure. There's going to be a lot more. There's going to be vocals. There's going to be live instruments. There's going to be everything from, big singers to a live drum kit. Like, it's going to be more musical. It's not just going to be the simple 4 on the floor EDM dance record, which is hard for me to say that because that's where I started. That's where everyone knows me as making club records. I just want to expand myself and then become more of a musician instead of a club-ready DJ, I guess. Sure.
So what music are you personally listening to these days? Like, who you rocking with? Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, Taylor Swift?
Man, I don't even listen to any. Like, I do listen to some of, like, the new stuff on the radio, but I'm a classic rock guy, man. Like, I love Tom Petty. I like the Traveling Wilburys, Johnny Cash, Motley Crue. I mean, one of my biggest idols for the longest time was Tom Petty, and that he is like, I saw him in concert when I was like 14, and I shit you not, it sounded like it was on a CD. So that's the jam I like. I like that style of music, and it's really influenced me in the past couple months to just go with my roots and see if I can actually produce some of that style of music. But it's very vocally driven stuff, so finding top liners and finding people that work fast and are helping, that's another thing people don't get. They don't know how long it actually takes to finish a record from start to finish. And working with other people is not fun because I work really fast. I can produce a song in like 3 or 4 days if I have the right mentality. But then sending it off to someone to put a vocal on top of it, like to sing over it, could take 1 month. It could take 6 days. It could take a year. And
hey, this is Mac. I'm just following up again. Hey, this is Mac following up again. Hey, get that single.
It sucks too because like I built relationships with a lot of these top line singers, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll get back in the studio. Oh, I don't have a studio tonight. Oh, okay, well my voice hurts. Like you work so hard to have something to give to someone, and then they just go, yeah, I'm gonna do it on my own time. It pisses you off. So it's one of those things where you're gonna have to bite your tongue and deal with it, I guess. I guess that's how the industry works. But
Well, maybe that's an opportunity for you to engage some fans, because they would be super eager to lend their vocals or instrumental talents to you. So how do you engage your fans and, have them be a part of your, process moving forward?
that's actually a good idea. I remember when deadmau5 did that for Chris James on the Veld. Like he did a whole it's not a Skype, but like a whole live stream of him creating that one song, the Veld, and one guy was like, yo, I just recorded some vocals on top of your Skype or your live stream. Let me send it to you. And he listened to it, and he thought it was like the best shit ever. So
wow,
I mean that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think I should try that, because majority of these fans, they're always, like you said, they're willing to help, and I'm not gonna have. It's not gonna be relying on them, but it's gonna be a lot easier to work with someone that is willing to help.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there that just are really, really talented, and here's an opportunity to give them a platform, and then you come out on top because all of a sudden they're a hit. Guess who's getting a big percent?
No. who's blasting Miley Cyrus in there right now?
No. It's not Miley Cyrus. By the way, she was awful at the VMAs. If anybody,
I didn't even watch that shit. I like turned it off 5 minutes in. I'm like, I'm so over this, dude. It's like garbage for your brain.
it was so bad. So like, that was an MTV television, production based on, the young viewers that they have and trying to keep up with the internet culture. So within the dance music community and like the live music shows you tend to work at, have you been feeling a transition of like fans wanting something different, or their culture is just different? And how have you seen like the industry react?
Looking from this point of view, I mean, I was kind of one of the guys that, I don't want to say I started it. No, there's a bunch of other dudes, but I was one of the guys that was one of the forefronts of the big kick era. The big club kick. And 2 or 3 years ago when Countdown came out, it was almost like a new sound, but now it's tropical house with future bass. There's always fads. There's always going to be the hype genre. So everything changes every year. You just kind of have to be on top of it. So I mean, if you're not producing a certain style of genre and it gets big, yeah, people are going to hate you for it because it's not the cool thing to like. So, I mean, I'm not that guy that's going to go jump on the gravy train and go, let me produce some tropical house because it's the cool thing right now. I want to be the guy that creates that new genre, that people are going to want to hear for the next year and a half, or maybe 5 years, So that's my
Totally.
favorite.
Well, Juan Maldonado at J Paulo MV wants to know, what software do you produce on?
Logic.
What makes, one piece of equipment, better to use than the other? In terms of software production?
Not really anything. I mean, someone can produce. I've seen a lot of people produce on like the most ghetto computers ever, but they still make really good music. It's the time you're willing to learn your tools in your toolbox. That's basically it. If it sounds good, it sounds good. It doesn't matter what you make it on. It's like if you're driving a Honda Civic, but it gets you from point A to point B and you're happy with it, why go buy a better car? You know what I mean? So
Honda Civic.
Everyone always asks me, why should I use Logic? Why want you? All the cool guys are using Ableton and Fruity Loops. Dude, use what the hell you want to use. Just know it before you give up on it. If you don't know your tools, I mean, I still to this day, I've been using Logic for like 6 years. I still to this day learn something new every single day. So it's a world. It's a big oyster, man.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Well, we are getting into some fan questions now. So if you guys have any questions from MAKJ, go ahead and use the hashtag ATI Live, and we're going to get it to him ASAP, because this is 2015 and we're in the now culture. Hello, snaps. Let's a racing question. Who was your favorite race car driver? ATI Live. Hashtag ATI Live.
Hashtag ATI Live. Are you reading them to me, or is it?
No, yeah. Who was your favorite race car driver?
Oh, it just lagged out. Sorry. Who was my favorite race car driver? Damn. I mean, I could say the cliche guys like Michael Schumacher or Ayrton Senna, but I really like Kimi Räikkönen because he was kind of like the bad boy. He was like the party guy. He was a cool dude that did drugs on the side and then raced on the weekends and partied in Monaco.
That sounds good.
Yeah, don't race that.
No,
don't
we're live. We're live.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
At Sotomayor_Javi Sotomayor, using the hashtag ATI Live, wants to know, what was your favorite experience from childhood? Do you have like either multiple moments that was recurring through your childhood, or something specific that, you know, stands out for you from your childhood?
Real deep. What's the guy's name? Javi Sotomayor?
Yeah, he's on the panel of Supreme Court Justice.
Be the new Dr. Drew, man. Holy shit, that was deep. That was real deep. My favorite point in my childhood. I don't know. Racing, because not a lot of kids got to do it when I was a kid. I mean, I was very lucky to be able to have like a cool stepdad that was like, hey, do you want to race go-karts, when I was at like 7 years old? Not a lot of dads would say that, or stepdads or whatever, you know. That's a cool thing. So that was a highlight of the childhood, I guess.
So who kind of stands in your life now as sort of like a big brother or a mentor or like a fatherly figure as far as your career wise? Because you're always on the road. So I'm sure.
I got a few guys. One of my buddies down in LA, he's been there since the start. But my manager, Ryan Jaso, he's definitely I wouldn't be here without him for sure. He's kind of like the guy that any general knowledge question I ever ask, from doing taxes to what meat I should pick up from the supermarket, you know, he's that guy. He's been like my older brother, you know, that I've never really had. So he's definitely a big mentor in my life for sure. If it wasn't for Jaso. Yeah.
What up, Jason? If any, what was the latest or last time that you were like, F this, this is bullshit.
It lagged out.
Okay, so if any, when was the last time that you just were frustrated with, you know, what you do as a profession, and you were like, F this, I'm not doing it, you know, what caused that?
4 days ago. Like,
what happened?
I shit you not, 4 days ago. I had like 3 bad technical issues with my shows. Like my USB crapped out, the equipment wasn't right at the venue. I was really getting over plane flights. I wasn't spending enough time with like my real friends, you know, friends from my childhood. And it just got the best of me, because I've been traveling a lot this year. It wasn't as much as last year, but I told myself I'm going to take time for myself and do normal things besides sit on airplanes and sit in airports, sit in hotel rooms. I mean, shit, I'm like a fucking professional loner. Like, I shit you not. I sit in hotel rooms by myself. I sit in airplanes. I don't really talk to anyone. Like, I'm like that emo kid, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy not to do that. So,
I
like
think that's a big part of the DJ lifestyle that people don't see. You know, they see the popping champagne bottles and they see all the fans, but I would say 95% of your time is spent traveling to that gig and working on songs in your room.
We did like a breakdown pie chart of this. So when I was in Europe I was in Europe for about a month and a half. I had like 15 shows, and how many days are a month and a half? Like 30, 40, 45 or something. I spent a total of 7 hours playing shows, and all the rest of the other time of the 40 days I was traveling. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
No one knows. I mean, I'm only doing hour to 90-minute sets, you know, and it's like you travel so much to play so little, and no one gets that. Okay, there's a whole backline story of how they even got to the venue. So a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people just think it's so easy just to hop on a plane, go deal with these people, go out. I mean, I have to stop. I don't drink anymore. I've never really done drugs. Like, I had to stop partying because having to wake up super early every morning to be healthy, eat healthy. I mean, it's like a full routine now. So it's
a business, and this is your career. You're a professional, so it's not all party 24/7, which, you know, a lot of people also don't realize. So, a couple more Twitter questions, guys. If you're watching Aspire to Aspire right here on your EDM live on YouTube and Google Hangout, you know, hit us up with your questions using the hashtag ATI Live here with MAKJ. At M_Sherman_asks wants to know, what do you look for in a track to be featured on Revolution Radio as well as your upcoming label?
Okay, so I'm going to give it to him straight right now. Revolution Radio and a lot of these radio shows, there's radio shows, there's radio tracks, and there's live sets. The good tracks go in both. I'm not saying whatever I play in Revolution Radio isn't good, but majority of the stuff I play in Revolution Radio is stuff that I enjoy listening to on the side. It's not the stuff that I'm going to be playing in my set. So if you really want to know the secret, make something that's good enough to be played in both Revolution Radio and live sets. So how I thought about that, I go, what is the best way to get the bang for the buck? I started making club records. I started making tracks that a lot of DJs will play in clubs, and they're very easy to play in clubs. So that cuts out the live aspect. So shorter, more to the point, very aggressive songs. But the radio stuff, they like vocals. People like listening to vocals when they're in their car. They like listening to vocals when they're at the gym. So I thought about that way. So how can I do that? So I started incorporating small little hip hop vocals that people already knew. So there's a lot of little cool little routines you can do by making a Revolution Radio track or just any radio show track or a live set track. So, but try making both. If you can do both, if you can hit both in that realm, you're good to go. You'll have a hit.
Beautiful words of wisdom from MAKJ. What's something you want to tell your fans right now, an announcement-wise, that maybe people don't know, but you're ready to tell them because this is live?
I am opening up my label in 2 weeks. Pretty tight. My own record label. My first release is going to be a single release, MAKJ featuring this guy named Flyboy Pino. He was on Skrillex and Jack U's song called Beats Knockin'. Super cool voice, like MC reggae style. But that's going to come out in 2 weeks, end of September. So that's going to be the first release on the record label. And after that, send me your shit.
That's it. Send you the shit. What's the record label called? Is it Revolution Records recording?
No, Kenz. So Kenze. No, wait, yeah, Kenz. Is it Kenz? Yes. It's Kenz. So it's MAKJ is Mackenzie Johnson, and Mackenzie, Kenz record label. We'll kind of try to keep it in the name, like how Prida, Eric Prydz, something like that.
Yes, totally. So Kenz Records coming out real soon. Make sure you send MAKJ your shit. All right, we are wrapping up Aspire to Inspire here on youredm.com live with MAKJ. So Mac, what's some final words to your fans out there regarding, inspiring them to be a better person in life and in music? And yeah, what's a final word you want to leave them off with?
Fuck the police. Shit. Do you. Honestly, just do you as an artist. Whatever you like, produce it. If people tell you it sucks, tell them to fuck off. It's do you. Do you as an artist. My biggest advice, though, don't send your stuff too early to people that you look up to. So say if I was coming up in the scene and I wanted to send my stuff to Hardwell or something, I would wait. I kind of thought of it like a tattoo. I made the song and I put it kind of in a folder, and I said, I'm going to wait a week and I'm going to listen back to that record. And if I still like it, I'll send it. But if I don't like it, I won't send it. And so you let it sit, because when you're making a song and you go, wow, this is really good, at that given moment, your mind can change what you actually like in like a matter of hours, So wait on sending premature stuff to artists, because you don't want to be that guy going, okay, well, here's version 1. Oh, no, I fixed it. Here's version 2. Oh, no, here's version 5, So definitely wait, treat it like a tattoo, make the design, put it in a safe, wait on it for a couple weeks, and then go back to it. And if you still like it, send it off.
Boom. Words to live by from MAKJ. Well, thank you so much for being here. And thank you, everybody watching right now, for hanging out with us live on the Google Hangout on YouTube at YourEDM. I'm Dylan. That's MAKJ. You're the best fans in the world. And Mac, because it's a video thing, I'll let you get the last word and just say peace out, everybody, and we'll be on you. Be sure you follow us on youredm.com, at YourEDM, and of course at MAKJ. So go ahead, Mac, and sign us off.
MAKJ, Aspire to Inspire, Your EDM. You! Sick.